So yeah, Arnold, going to start with taking umbrage with something your team have done, because I always think around a big fight, the sort of information that a fighter gets exposed to, they should be the ones sort of filtering it, making sure nothing comes through that's going to upset them or set them off kilter. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, yeah.
So why is it that you're over in the States and the news that Tesco have increased their meal deal prices to £3.90? That isn't information that should be hitting you, man, when you're trying to concentrate.
I know, mate. It's disgusting, isn't it?
What is this country coming to?
I know, I know. Well, hopefully soon that can sort that
Yeah, come
out.
on, Rishi. This should be on the action plan. You
Yeah,
got some
yeah.
big things to hit, but when it comes to the cost of living, no one's talking about elite UFC fighters who spend lots of times in
That's
service
it.
stations, right? So
That's it. That's it. Next thing is gonna be a 5-1. That's just ridiculous.
that's the thing. Because it's gone up by 14%. I think that's a rise of. I mean, then it's going to be 450 and it's away, right?
Yeah, it's a joke.
It's a joke. Good motivation to keep the win bonuses coming, though.
Yeah, need the money for the sandwiches.
Before we talk about this fight you've got coming up, let's go back to UFC London, but not UFC London in March, UFC London in July, where you were there as a spectator.
Yeah.
And I can confirm this because somehow I managed to get better seats than you did. I was about 10 rows in front of you. And I looked over my shoulder and I could see you sitting there. I was like, how the hell does that happen?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, I think I got the tickets at last minute, and I didn't mind. It was, you know what, it was nice because I sat with all the fans. People kept coming and saying hi and whatnot. So yeah, it was pretty cool. I think I must have took about 1,000 pictures.
Yeah, I was good to say because you were in the you had an aisle seat as well, which is
Yeah, that's
just
it.
everybody was walking up and down to the bar. Is that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it was alright. It was alright.
Did you like it? I mean, was that quite a nice experience, just kind of mingling with everybody?
Yeah, I walked in through the back I went to Five Guys to get a burger, and I just got bombarded. I didn't think, to be honest, there would be that much going on. I thought maybe like two or three people, but yeah, it was like I got dragged away by some barmaid so I could sneak off, sort of thing. But yeah, it was pretty wild.
Is that the first time that's happened to you? Kind of getting that much
Uh,
public attention?
yeah, yeah, like that, definitely, definitely.
Fun, scary, weird.
Um,
People getting touchy with
bit,
you. What was going on?
yeah, no, a bit of all everything, fun, scary, and weird. And I mean, it's cool. It is cool, but it's definitely strange.
It must be nice to feel the love though, and
Mm,
if a very different night you had UFC London in March. 7 months have gone since that win over Dan Hooker.
yeah,
How do you reflect on that performance, that experience?
yeah, it was good. It was not the strategy, a little bit wild. It was fun. It was fun to watch back, and but yeah, that's yeah, yeah. I'm sure there'll be some more of them in the future.
I understand that you injured your hand during that fight,
Yeah,
maybe before that fight. The fight made it worse. Can you kind of give us some information about what exactly happened there?
yeah. I just had a break from the fight before that, and then just a little injury on it again, and yeah, just made me have to wait a little bit, but it's all good now.
Sorted.
Yeah, no, all sweet now, all good.
Nothing for us to be worrying about.
No, no, no.
Good, good. Do you think that's why maybe you've had a little bit of a break to get your hand right? How you've sort of been a little bit forgotten, maybe. I don't think that. I hope not sounding harsh by saying that. I look back on that March card, and Tom's gone on the headline. Paddy and Molly have been everywhere. Mo's just been out and he's up in the top 15. And whereas you arguably had the performance of the night, you sort of crept under the radar slightly, as always,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah. No, that's good for me. That's like where I like to be. Creep under the radar, but then I come back with my main event, so it's all good. Yeah,
Yeah. I mean that's the thing, right? Straight into a main event against a
yeah,
guy in the top five. That's what you wanted anyway, right? So
yeah.
it doesn't make that
That's
much
it.
of a difference.
All the big stuff. That's
Yeah,
the things we want.
yeah. Well, one guy who hasn't forgotten about you. I don't know if you heard Alexander Volkanovski's comments last week. Did that make it through to you?
Oh yeah, someone sent a lot of people sent it to me, but yeah, no, that's cool. That's cool.
Nice, right? I mean, that's the pound for pound #1 guy saying, I'm paraphrasing here, I won't do the accent neither, but basically saying, big performance from you. You could be the guy to break out from the pack, I suppose.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah, definitely. Like looking at the win streak, it makes sense. But yeah, there's a big task ahead and a very dangerous task ahead. So, but I'm sure with the right performance here, that's the spot we'll be in.
Have you had any of those kind of discussions with your team or with the UFC of kind of what these steps are for you to end up with a title shot?
No, not really. Just my thing the whole time is just keep winning, and we'll get where we're gonna be. So I'm not worried about jumping steps, cutting corners, or whatnot. So the plan is just whoever's in front, we just keep winning.
Would you be happy to do 2 fights a year, 6 beat 5, 5 beat 4, 4 beat 3, and just keep creeping up on them?
I mean, that'd definitely be the hard way. That'd definitely be the hard way to do it. But I think that's been like the story of my career. So yeah, maybe.
Yeah. Just one little question on Volkanovski. I'm sure you saw as well what he's looking at doing next, going up to fight Islam at 155. How do you see that for him? Do you think that's a good matchup or?
Yeah, I don't. He kind of always steps up. He gets better every time he fights, and he impresses more and more every time. So I don't think I'll ever sort of question him again. To be fair, every time every time I think, oh, I don't know how this one's gonna go. He pulls it out and looks better than ever. So yeah, if he's putting his head to it, I think he's got the tools. I think he'd do it.
Do you think when he was over in Abu Dhabi last week and he was thinking, oh, I'm going to fight the winner of this fight, do you think there was a small part of him that was hoping Charles won?
Yeah, I thought so. To be honest, I thought that was the plan. I thought because I just thought style-wise, I thought he suited better with Oliveira. I thought that would be a better fight for him. But no, fair play to him.
Yeah. Right, let's not talk about anybody else, any other divisions, because you, my friend, have got a hell of a fight coming up on Saturday night with Calvin Kattar. When this fight got announced, I remember thinking straight away, and I guarantee I wasn't the only one, this is going to be a banger. What an exciting fight this is. Obviously, your emotions won't be the same as that, but when you get put with an opponent like Calvin, who's in exciting fights, we know what you're up to as well. Does it kind of get you going a little bit more as well?
Definitely. I've always sort of been a big believer. Like, if the better the guy I fight, the better I'll be. And so far it's been the case. Every time I've stepped up, I've stepped up further. So I think the better guy I fight, the best performance I'll have. And this is the first time I'm fighting someone who I think is truly elite. Dan Hooker was, but there's a lot of question marks around that. Obviously, coming the featherweight, at what point of his career, all this stuff. So, but I think at this point, there's no question. He is elite, and if anyone has any questions about that after, then screw him.
Good attitude. I understand you've got a lot of other people to be speaking to today, so just wrap it up with one last little bit. I mean, this is your first time headlining a card. Have you experienced any perks of being the headliner, or is it just more pressure, more nonsense? Well, how's it feeling so far?
I'm still getting flights with stops everywhere, but I got a jacuzzi in my hotel room, so that's a winner. Yeah.
If you had to choose one, what would you have? The direct first class or the big jacuzzi in the room?
I think direct first class. I was literally the back seat of the last flight. I was sat in the toilet pretty much. Yeah.
Well, as you say, mate, you like to do things the hard way, right?
I sat in the toilet pretty much with two giants in the middle of them, both like this. Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I hope the week gets a bit easier for you from there. And yeah, we're looking forward to seeing you on Saturday night. Really excited for it.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. Cheers.